short news tidbits too.
All right, people. We are live on YouTube. Welcome, people. It is the experience. It's Wednesday, April the 16th of 2025, and it's beginning to look a lot like WrestleMania season. This is the experience, people. I am Drew, and joining me from Spinebuster Tees is Justin.
Hi.
Well, I mean, I wanted to try something different because last week,
okay.
last week Trez, got on me for, I guess, putting her on the spot about introducing her, but I wanted to try something a little different.
Okay.
I don't know how you feel about it.
That threw me off. I didn't like that.
Okay, then let's do a redo. And
No, continue. Just go. No, just continue. I mean, we're already in it. Let's just go.
Joining me as always.
We can go. We can go.
Okay,
it's fine.
That's what I get for trying something new. But it is WrestleMania week, people. We are what is it? 3 more days until Mania. Friday will be the Hall of Fame. It's gonna be at fucking midnight. That's insane.
I am not watching. I'm sorry. I'll catch. I'll probably wake up early and watch it. But if it's gonna be 3 hours long, I'm not about to stay up till 3 a.m.
They need to find a way to. They need to fix that shit next year. Like,
I thought they were gonna do it in the morning.
Here's what they really should do: just don't do a SmackDown before Mania. Like, you don't need a SmackDown before Mania. Just have that be the Hall of Fame.
Ooh, I disagree. I totally disagree with that. Because that's more money that they can get for the house for that SmackDown, and the talent that's not going to be on WrestleMania. Like, yeah, they need a SmackDown. And on top of that, Drew, you're saying that, but what's the biggest reason why they can't do that?
I mean, you kind of just said it. Money.
Well, screw what WWE wants. What's the biggest reason?
I mean, I guess it's what the fans want.
Well, screw the fans. It's what you have to do by your contract with USA Network. You have to have a show.
I mean, you can't just put the Hall of Fame on USA Network.
You have to have a wrestling show.
You're telling me that's
like a wrestling.
You're telling me that wouldn't be a wrestling show?
I'm not saying that. So per the contract, you have to have set amount of wrestling shows every single week. In-ring action, promos, stories, things of that nature. The only thing, I think the only one that they get, I think they maybe get like maybe once a year, where they could just do the, the ending year package that they do on the SmackDown, when they just do like Best of SmackDown or Best of WWE of 2025. So they have to have a show.
I don't know. They just need to fix it. Like, I'm not even crazy. I'm still not even crazy about Stand Deliver being early in the afternoon. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, they've been doing the last couple of years, so I'm cool with that.
I mean, that's kind of the downside of WrestleMania being 2 nights. It's like you have to put everything like at really odd times. So I don't know, but
where would you put not SmackDown, but where would you put NXT?
I'd have that be a Tuesday show like you usually do, but have that be a PLE
on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So what about the fans that flown into Vegas to see WrestleMania? You think that the fans who are coming there, you think they're gonna stay all the way till Tuesday for NXT, the brand that it's already, well, you're gonna get a lot of people there, but like you really think that's gonna go over well?
I mean, they're already spending a lot of dime, for 2 nights of WrestleMania.
NXT's already going to be in Vegas. Like, the Tuesday show, they're already going to be in Vegas.
And then an extra night on the Raw after Mania, and the SmackDown after Mania, and then staying until fucking 3 in the morning for the Hall of Fame. So, I think
But they're already going to be in Vegas for NXT, though. For the actual show.
Or do a Thursday. Do Stand and Deliver on Thursday.
Thursday's fine because they start their WrestleMania week on Thursday, so I can see Thursday. I think Thursday would probably be a better idea. Thursday prime time.
And you can replace, Stand Deliver on Saturday in the afternoon with the Hall of Fame. You can do that.
No, no,
Why not?
not with the Hall of Fame. Because if you do it in the afternoon, you get all the wrestlers there, right? And it's not gonna be at the stadium that they're gonna do WrestleMania at. You gotta get all the town, all the production, and leave to go to WrestleMania in the afternoon. No, you can't do that.
Why not?
What time would you put the Hall of Fame at?
The afternoon. 12.
What time?
12.
So noon.
Yeah.
So you put it at noon. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame's how long?
Depending. Usually it's about maybe like 2.5 hours.
How long was it last year's Hall of Fame?
I really don't remember.
It was 3 to almost 3.5. So maybe that's on WWE to kind of really push it, but you're really push it because I don't know if you know anything about call times, but typically call times for wrestlers and in wrestling you gotta be at the arena 3 to 4 hours early, and I think I imagine for WrestleMania you gotta be there 6 to 7 hours early.
Or
so again,
I have another suggestion: Hall of Fame and Stand Deliver on Thursday. Boom.
Again, production.
Oh, God.
Where production. So you got no. You're not fully thinking on okay, Shawn Michaels and Matt Bloom and the NXT time that are there and that want to go to the Hall of Fame. They got to finish their main event. So are you saying I'm sorry? Are you saying NXT Stand Deliver then the Hall of Fame after? Like right after the show ends?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Ah, God damn it.
It just doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sure they thought about this many times, and I'm sure they thought about all different ways. But I personally think that doesn't work. But
they just need to fix. Oh no, they need to fix it. They need to fix it because WWE's doing well. They're doing record numbers. Blah blah blah. Eventually, I think that's kind of gonna blow up in their face. Maybe not now, but it's gonna blow up eventually. Again, I know I'm the WWE guy, but every now and then I gotta give WWE their shit. Can't give them their flowers all the time. Gotta give them shit every now and then. But all right, so WrestleMania week. So WWE for the past, pretty much like the past week. Or like the past, few weeks, few months, have been putting out a list of the 50 greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. And of course, it's WWE, so is it going to be subjective? Is it going to be WWE bias, politics, popularity, what have you? Sure. But again, we're just going to read this list, and we're obviously not going to go through 50 names. We're just going to do the top 10. And then maybe look at some other names to see who was lower, who was higher, whatever. So, and then we're just going to give our thoughts, what we thought was the greatest WrestleMania, or what our personal favorites as to what the best WrestleMania match of all time is. So, number 10, the triple threat match for the Raw Women's and SmackDown Women's Championship from WrestleMania, 35? Which was Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. The first ever main event that featured women, or that had women's, wrestlers in the main event. That was number 10. Number 9 was Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage in a retirement match. Which Mania was that?
7.
All right. Number 8, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant for the WWE title at WrestleMania 3 in 87. Number 7, you had the Dudleys versus the Hardys versus Edge and Christian in a TLC match for the WWE Tag Team titles. That was WrestleMania 16.
17.
17. Oh, yeah, shit. Okay, my bad. Number 6, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. This was last year at WrestleMania for the Undisputed WWE titles. Yep. Or WWE title. Number 5, The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWE title. It says 94, but that's a lie. This was WrestleMania 15 in 99.
17.
Okay.
It's Mania 17. They ain't putting fucking 15 on this list.
Yeah, the list I'm reading is like not giving me any information. Number 4, you had Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat, Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania 3.
Yep.
The Rock versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan, at WrestleMania 18. And then number 1, or no, I'm not even at number 1 yet. Number 2, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a submission match at WrestleMania 13.
Yep.
And number 1, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25.
Yeah.
So that's the top 10. Do you have any thoughts on those names or matches?
Yeah, the number 10, Rousey, Becky, and Charlotte. It's not the best women's match in WrestleMania history. That will go to, in my opinion, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley at 39. I thought that match was better. I understand why it's in the top 10 because of the significance of it. I get it. I will take that I'll take that out of the top 10 and put Brandon Owen in there. I think Brandon Owen, I think it was like top 15 around there, whatever it was, but it deservedly to be in the top 10 though. But I don't argue. I'm not arguing with the top 10 outside of the women's match there. But I think the top 10 is pretty much, in my opinion, correct for the most part. You can move stuff around or whatever, right? But I think it's in most places correct. I will say this though. Actually, let me put an asterisk there. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, WrestleMania 25, great match, top 3 of all time. I personally like 26 better.
All right.
I personally like 26 better because of the story. It was more story driven, that match.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So number 10. Here's some of the matches that it beat out, and you just mentioned one of them: Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels, the infamous ladder match. Stone Cold versus The Rock at WrestleMania in 2003. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels in the Iron Man match. Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. And you just mentioned another one of them, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. So,
yep.
Again, I get it. The significance of it's the first time, women main event in WrestleMania. Even though, biased, I would have put Rhea and Charlotte in that spot. That's just me.
I even think Sasha and Bianca was better too.
Agreed. And
not to say that the triple threat was bad. It's a great match, but I will put those two women's matches ahead of the triple threat.
I just recall that triple threat kind of being very sloppy, and it just like it kind of screamed this should have been a singles match to me. Preferably between, Becky and Ronda, which unfortunately we never got. I don't think we ever will, but so let's start with you, Justin. What is your all-time favorite WrestleMania match?
Rock Stone Cold 17.
Okay.
To me it's not the best technical wrestling match ever, but it had everything in it. It had the shock heel turn, it had the story behind it. It was more than just a match. It was, hey, we won the fucking war with WCW because, Vince was on fucking TV. I won a competition the Monday before, which was, to me, and still will always be, there's nothing that's gonna top it, the greatest go-home show for a WrestleMania of all time. The greatest go-home show of WrestleMania is when Vince bought WCW and he went on Raw and Nitro.
Right.
Nothing's gonna top that. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's Rock and Stone Cold. The significance of it, the point period in my life, to me, the greatest WrestleMania of all time as well. So, it has all its factors as well. If you have another match, hey, God bless you. I'm not gonna argue with you, but if you pick any match out of the top 10 here, I'm not gonna argue with you. But to me, that's the best match.
Okay. Shawn and Taker I thought was an amazing match. Like, I did, and I remember, sitting in the den, just watching it, and just being amazed, and just thinking, is Shawn actually going to be the one that breaks it? Which it didn't happen. But my all-time favorite is, number 2, actually, which is, Steve Austin versus Bret Hart in that infamous submission match in Chicago, WrestleMania 13. That's one of the first matches I remember watching, as far as wrestling goes. And the significance behind that match is, I don't know if it was the first time that ever happened, but it was definitely, one of the first times it happened where you saw the change of the guard, and the WWF and also wrestling, where it was a double swerve. You saw the babyface become a heel, and you saw the heel become a babyface. And in this terminology, it's Steve Austin who all of a sudden, went from this heel that people couldn't stand because he was foul-mouthed and flipped people off and broke into people's homes, a la, Brian Pillman, to now people love him because he never gave up. Just the shot of, Steve Austin, wearing a crimson mask is it's legendary. And, that's when Bret Hart became a heel in front of the WWF, audience's eyes. So, and it's just that match, WWF, Vince, they were always known for not liking wrestling. That match seemed like a wrestling match. It seemed like something you would see on Memphis television or NWA. Like, it was just down and dirty and gritty, and nothing was pretty about it. So that's my number 1 of all time. Austin.
Good choice.
Let's look at some other names. Again, not gonna go through the whole list, obviously. Actually, let me try a game with you. I'm gonna play a game. I'm gonna choose a match. You tell me which placement it is. Either it can be on, or near it, or damn near close to it. So, you want to play a game?
Sure. It's WrestleMania season.
All right. I'm gonna choose a match, and Justin will tell me what placement on the list this match is. So, all right. Okay. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21.
I love the match, but I think it's possibly a top 15. But I think they got in the 20s somewhere. I'm gonna say 24.
22 actually.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what we got. All right. Okay. I got one here. Mick Foley versus Edge in a hardcore match at WrestleMania 22.
That'll be more lower. It's like a top 40 match. Let's say 44.
42.
Okay.
All right. Randy Savage versus Hulk Hogan for the WWF title. And this was WrestleMania 5, I believe.
WrestleMania 5, the Mega Powers explode, brother.
You had lust in your eyes.
Being what the story was and everything, that's like a top 35 match. I'll say 33.
You're a little off. It's 27.
Great.
And you just brought this match up. It's your favorite. The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, streak versus career. Where is it?
Well, I already know where this one is pretty much at. So, yeah, if I remember, I think it was like 26.
Correct.
Because it was at 26, and I was like, oh, 26 for 26. So.
All right. Let's do one more. Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior in a champion versus champion match. WrestleMania 6.
That's a top 15 match. That's a top 15 match, I want to say. We'll say 14.
15. So, literally.
Well, there you
15.
go.
So that was everything, people. That's that list. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins is number 50. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar is 47. And Sting versus Triple H is number 49.
Jesus Christ. So, but before we continue on here, what is your top 3 WrestleManias of all time? It doesn't have to be in any order, but like, what are your top 3 WrestleManias?
WrestleManias, okay. WrestleMania 17. Night 2 of WrestleMania 40. It's easy. I'm trying to think. This is hard. I really should have thought about this. Man. You know what? I liked Wrestle. Jesus, no, that's not it. It's a toss-up. I have 2 WrestleManias that I'm thinking about, and it's just.
Did you want? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know,
Did you want me to go? I can just name mine real quick.
You know, I'm just gonna name it 21. I like 21. So those are my 3.
Okay. Well, mine are 17, 40, and WrestleMania 30.
Okay. All right.
And I was stuck between 30 and 8. I love fucking WrestleMania 8, but 30 edges it out.
Sweet. All right. Did you want to do news now or save for later?
Yeah, let me just knock it out, get out the way here, because it's non-WWE related. So, well, it kind of is. One kind of is. I wanted to bring this up because I did not want to bring it up next week because it will be old news. So, AEW, right?
Nice.
Well, real quick, because this is something separate from what I'm about to read right now. I just saw what happened on Dynamite, and the Death Riders lost the trios titles. Pac got injured. Mm-hmm. He got ankle injury, so he's out now, and Hook is injured. So it was the Ops with Powerhouse Hobbs versus the Death Riders for the trios title. And the Ops are the new Trios champions, but guess what happened? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because you're like, oh, sure, I don't give a fuck about this, but there's gonna be one small little detail that happened that you're gonna love. Guess what happened?
Moxley exploded?
Well, I mean, I don't want to wish death on anyone, but you're gonna like this. Samoa Joe choked out John Moxley and won the title.
Wait! You said he choked him out and then what?
No, to win the titles.
Okay. Oh man.
Yeah, it was with the help of Swerve, but who cares, right? You know what I mean?
Oh man, I love it. I love Joe, and I love the thought of John Moxley getting choked out by Joe. So.
All right. So, the news story is I got here. Is I really got. So I'm gonna go through these 2 really quick, just get them out the way. Jeff Cobb, he's expected to join WWE after New Japan exit. So Jeff Cobb, who's 42 years old, fucking powerhouse, brick powerhouse. You know, he's like a more athletic Bronson Reed. I would love to see them together as a tag team of Jeff Cobb and Bronson Reed. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with Jeff Cobb, but do you have any thoughts about him joining WWE, or you even know who the hell he is?
I know the name. I've seen him. He came out on AEW once.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what he can add to WWE. Obviously, he can because they signed him. So I don't really have an opinion as of now.
Yeah, I would love to see him with Bronson Reed, and maybe if Jacob Fatu gets, escorted from the bloodline, he can have a new group, a threesome. No, I don't want to say that, but a trio of him, Bronson Reed, and Jeff Cobb. I think that would be tremendous. It'd be a great thing to see.
Nice.
Moving on, and this is mostly for me. Tetsuya Naito and New Japan have mutually agreed to not renew Naito's New Japan contract. His final New Japan appearance will be on May 4th. It seems to be like a talent exodus from New Japan right now, but Naito's old. Just come to WWE. Just come to WWE and have shit matches with people. That's just me selfishly wanting that. Do I think he's a great fit in WWE at this juncture? Probably not, right? But you go to AEW, then what? I don't know, but yeah, Tetsuya Naito, Mr. Lij, and technically, if he does go to WWE, he has more history with people in WWE than he does in AEW. Yeah, well, maybe it's the same, but you got AJ Styles over here in WWE. You got obviously Shinsuke Nakamura, right? You got obviously the biggest one. I think the biggest issue he has him and Andrade. They were a group in and CMLL as Los Ignorables, so LIJ. But anyway. I know you don't have a comment on that, but just wanted to get the news out there.
I mean, again, I know the name, but yeah, he'll go to AEW to take the payday. That's pretty. That's a story. I mean, because Josh Alexander just debuted in AEW. I saw that.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. He had a good match with Hangman. It was pretty good.
Which, sure, okay.
Well, I mean. It was a good match, in my opinion.
No. I'm not saying sure okay to what you say. I'm just like Josh Alexander going to AEW. I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
I mean,
I have no.
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, if you go to WWE, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have no emotional attachment to him. I really don't care. I personally, again, good wrestler, but he's kind of has the personality of a raisin. That's just me, But yeah,
we said that on the show multiple times, yeah.
But yeah, like I was kind of thinking, like, oh, you can come to WWE, maybe reform the North with, Ethan Page. But I personally think Ethan Page is doing better on his own. I don't think he needs anybody. That's just me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Josh. Again, you'll never hear me say, that's dumb if you get a payday. But I'm just like, okay, that's kind of how I feel about it. Do you also have this on your news about Mariah May?
That's the main point I was gonna bring up.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't steal my thunder. No, I'm just kidding.
Thunder.
So coming from Dave Meltzer, Drew Conlue to Mariah May. I like Mariah May. I've always been, a supporter of her since Club Venus. A couple years ago, I was talking about her and Mia Shirakawa and Xia Brookside and Stardom, and she came over to AEW. And as far as I guess you want to call her a homegrown talent per se, but a homegrown talent from AEW, I think they've done a very, very, very good job with her. Obviously, she became AEW Women's Champion. And before I get into the news about her, what's your thoughts about Mariah May?
She's hot.
I don't even know. I don't really know your official thoughts about her if you're into her or not.
I mean, never mind. She's very pretty. Obviously, she's very, very pretty. I'm gonna be the hater. I just don't really see the appeal as far as like her in the ring. She's good in the ring, but it's just, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it. The whole thing about her coming to WWE, I think she's been very cryptic about possibly leaving AEW, or I don't know her contract situation, but she's obviously someone WWE would want based off of what I said alone, is that she's very pretty. And obviously she has some fans and she can add something to the show. I know you haven't really been like keeping up with AEW or what she is, but I don't know if you really knows like her character work. I mean, the last time I saw her is that she had that match with when the fuck was it? The Wembley
Huh?
All-In match with whatchamacallit, with Tony Storm, where
Yeah.
she just randomly slapped her mother for no reason. I'm like, okay. And that's kind of the gist of it.
Um, that's not necessarily her character work, but I will say that she can be a fine what is it, a five tool player, I guess you can call it. She can talk, not a fantastic sorry, but she can talk. She can go in the ring, and she can emote and get genuine heat. And she can also play that part as well. I mean, when she fucking played Tony Storm, like the mannerisms of Tony Storm, that's fucking sports entertainment right there through and through. I think Mariah May, I don't think she's like a game changer per se, right? I don't think that she's gonna come in WWE and be the number one woman, but I can see her, being NXT, right? Once your Julias and your Stephanies and your Jordan Graces go up to the main roster, you get your next bit of your next successor in Mariah May. She's only 26 years old, so she's still young. She was a big WWE fan. I think, gosh man, I forget who she took pictures with, but
I think she took a picture next to a statue of Triple H.
Yeah, but if I remember, that was one. But I thought she took pictures with somebody when she was younger, something like that. I mean, that's how a lot of these girls,
Well, let me
up
kind
arrest.
of touch base on something you mentioned. Is like a lot of the people that go to AEW first, they want to go to WWE, but they need to get that clout on them. They can't just they can't just go to WWE and expect everyone to know who they are, because you got to go to AEW, or you got to go somewhere first to get noticed on television. Because at the end of the day, there's a difference between being a big name in Japan and being a big name on television. I mean, there just is. So,
Well, I agree to a certain extent, but like, look at Stephanie Vecchio, look at Julia.
well, I mean, that's lightning in a bottle, dude. Like, I mean, like for example, when Daniel Bryan was on the NXT show, when NXT was like a variety show or whatever the fuck, and he had the Miz as his trainer, and everybody was like, Bryan Danielson is a Ring of Honor champion, and he main evented in Tokyo or whatever the fuck, and Miz even had to break it down. It's like there's a difference between main eventing WrestleMania and main eventing, an indie show. Like there just is. And look what happened to Daniel Bryan. Main evented WrestleMania twice. So, again, it's just, a lot of people openly admit that they wanted to go to WWE, but they need to get that clout. Stephanie Vacour got that clout by wrestling Mercedes at the pay-per-view, and I remember that match, and people were cheering for Stephanie and they were booing Mercedes. And then Stephanie came to WWE, and now she's a star. Like she's slowly gonna become a worldwide phenomenon. I guarantee it. But yeah, Mariah May, it's one of those things of like, I'm not.
Would you want to see Mariah May in WWE?
I was about to.
I mean, me personally. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was about to get to that. It's one of those things of like I mentioned about Josh Alexander. I have no attachment to it. It's like I'm not for it or against it. It's like if it happens, I'd be cool, because the women's main roster, I think, desperately needs more stars. The NXT women's roster, I think, is fine, but the main roster, I think, needs more stars. So, again,
do you think that she's leveraging this to get more money out of AEW?
Oh yeah, that wouldn't shock me at all.
Randy Orton did that with WWE. I don't know if you remember, like a few years back, but yeah, he leveraged AEW, teasing possibly going to AEW, which he wasn't going to do, but teasing going to AEW, then eventually resign with WWE to get more money.
And legend has it that's what Cody did to get out of AEW. This again, I don't want to reveal who mentioned this, but the story is that Cody wanted more money. Tony didn't want to give him money, so Cody literally pulls out his phone and calls Bruce Pritchard right in front of Tony to get a better deal. That's the story, allegedly. Again, I say allegedly, But
I I take that with a grain of salt. But I mean, not saying that's not true, but But
it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of to use leverage. I guess that's the point.
Absolutely. But back on Mariah May, and this is coming from Mr. Dave Meltzer, Wrestlers Over Radio. People in WWE reportedly know that Mariah May wants to join the company. I know from a few people in WWE that they know she wants to go there. I don't know when her contract is up. Everyone seems to think that it is this summer. Also coming from PW Insider, there was a rumor making the rounds within days of Mariah May's program with Toni Storm ending that May had requested a release from her AEW deal. But at the time, it was impossible to confirm if that was accurate. Obviously, she has not been released. And coming from Fightful Select and Sean Ross Sapp, while there's some that believe Mariah May is expected to go to WWE, there are sources who claim she's being wise and maximizing her leverage and negotiating power, which you just mentioned. AEW absolutely hopes to retain Mariah May. I will say this. If Tony Khan lets go Mariah May is absolutely malpractice from AEW. I'm just saying. She's 26 years old. You gotta get her in. You gotta get in for another 4-year deal, 5-year deal, and maximize, her growing star power. She's incredibly beautiful, right? She can wrestle. She has great character work. She can, she can color promo, all that, right? Her going to WWE, yeah, she'll be another blonde over there, right? Totally get it. She'll look like the same fish in one big pond, right?
Right.
But I think that her going over there, I think that if they develop a character for her, right, that's different from a Liv Morgan, different from a Charlotte Flair, different from a Tiffany Stratton, if they can make it a little bit different, then I think that they can find something with her at the end of the day, right? Because how many good-looking blondes can you have on WWE TV? You can't have enough, but how can you make them stand out from each other, right? It's like, well, how many guys with long hair, fit jack bodies, can you have in WWE? You know what I mean? You can't have enough, but they have done ways to make these guys stand out differently. So, she stays in AEW, good for her. If you get somebody, great for her. You know what I mean? I personally think that if she wants to get to that next level of stardom, I think WWE would be the best way to go. I mean, at this point, in AEW, I mean, there's going to be a lot of guys that's going to be getting out of their contracts. Wardlow. Whenever MJF's contract ends, I can see him, leaving, going to WWE. Britt Baker. I mean, they haven't done shit with Britt Baker in months. You know what I mean? So it's just what people calling it? Guantanamo Bay? Where people are calling it?
I mean, they're calling WWE prison, pretty much. Like anytime there was a release, or the 90 days came up, it was always that. I'm stuck in my own prison. All that bullshit. I'm like, I don't know, man. I work at an actual jail. I don't recall seeing 5-star catering in the jail. So, this whole thing about, I'm stuck in my own prison, because creative has nothing for me. It's like, Jesus Christ. So, and then you hear about AEW, who was supposed to be, this is heaven. This is wonderful. Yay! We're running through this rainbow and lollipop candy forest place. Yay! And yeah, you saw the cracks as soon as Cody left.
Isn't WWE portraying that same thing right now too?
Explain.
That's a great place to work. But there's some people who are upset with their position on TV.
Again, no place is perfect. Is any place the best place to work? No.
God, no. God, no.
No. There's no such thing as a perfect job, because what makes a bad job is bad management. You can deal with bad coworkers, but if you have shitty management, there's nothing you can do about that. You know what I mean?
Well, anyway, yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, but close thoughts about Mariah May and her. You know, I'll say this. Let me ask you this. By the time summer ends, so that's about 5 months from now, is Mariah May in AEW or WWE?
Again, I wouldn't be surprised if she's just using this as leverage to get more money. That's just me. But then again, 3 or 4 months from now, that can seem like a lot can happen. A lot can happen by tomorrow, for all we know. So
do you think that she's gonna end up in WWE or stay in AEW?
I'm gonna say stay in AEW. That's, for now, until I
Okay.
do something different. But is that it?
Yep.
All right. Let's start with Stand Deliver since it's gonna be first, and then we'll do Mania.
Stand and Deliver.
Deliver.
Terrible movie, by the way.
I've only seen it once.
Just kidding.
I didn't think it was all.
Just kidding. I know people will love it.
I've only seen it once, and that was in school. All right, Stand and Deliver NXT will be early in the afternoon at 12 p.m. at the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. There are 5 matches announced. Actually, no. 6 matches announced.
There's 7.
Yeah, one of them's going to be a pre-show match. So quite a few matches. Like I mentioned, me and Jeff Lippman will be covering it as soon as it ends. Should be over before 3-ish, maybe around 3. So, but anyways.
Yeah.
The pre-show match will be a fatal 4-way tag team elimination match to determine the number 1 contenders for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Metaphor versus Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley and Jacy Jayne. Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan versus Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade.
I got Metaphor winning this. I'm kind of giving this away right now, but I got Liv and Raquel retaining, and I think they want to have a babyface team to go up against them. I mean, but that's not going to be Roxanne and Cora Jade.
No.
Tatum and Gigi, they're not ready for that main roster shine yet.
No.
I think Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson is going to be the perfect foes against Liv and Raquel.
I mean, Metaphor has already been on the main roster quite a few times.
That too, and a championship match too. So there's that. So,
and then they love Lash, so they're going to be in it. The other, aside from Roxanne and Cora, I love Tatum, love Gigi, but I think they're kind of doing something in TNA right now, if I'm not mistaken. Fatal Influence I love, but they kind of seem to go back and forth with them. But yeah, I'm going to go with a Metaphor. The first match on the main show is going to be for the NXT North American Women's Championship, a ladder match for the vacant championship. You have Zarya, Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, Izzy Dame, Lola Vice, and the returning Thea Hale. She returned on Tuesday. It's nice seeing Thea back. So, who's winning this?
I want Thea Hale to win.
Same.
God, man, I want her to win. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll be glad to be wrong. But I'm gonna go with Sol Ruka.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Thea. I love Thea. She was out for a while. I'm not sure why. I don't know if maybe it was an injury thing or creative, but again, good to see her back. So I'm gonna go with Thea. Fatal 4-way match for the NXT Women's Championship: Stephanie Vacour versus Julia versus Jordan Grace versus Jada Parker. Jada Parker had a really good vignette on Tuesday. It showed the human side to her, and it really kind of determined that this is a babyface. Like, she's going to be your babyface. I know she's been kind of going in between both worlds of, like, is she a heel, is she a face, but the people love her. Like, they chant Miss Parker with her theme music, which originally I wasn't crazy about her new theme music. Now I'm digging it a little bit. It's kind of similar to Trick's theme, which is it's better to have people chant along with it rather than listen to it by itself. In this case, it's Miss Parker, Miss Parker. and just again, I haven't seen anybody like a Jada who has only been in the business for like what, a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
And she's just so natural. More so on the mic. Like she's very natural on the mic. She's natural in doing promos, doing vignettes. Very good in the ring. I mean, she still has a long ways to go, but I think she can get there. But what we got here? But anyways, what are your thoughts?
I got Stephanie retaining. Should be a damn good match though. And I really think this is gonna be a really, really good women's match.
Oh yeah, this is. Do you think this main events, or do you think the NXT title main events?
No, NXT title.
Okay, I'm going with Stephanie. This is gonna be a great one. And Stephanie and Julie are gonna feud for the rest of the summer. That's kind of the way it looks. NXT Tag Team Championship match. Fraxian versus Hank and Tank. Hank and Tank won a gauntlet match. Hank and Tank won a gauntlet match on Tuesday. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, I obviously got Fraxium, best tag team in the world right now. But I mean, Hank and Tank, man, they've been improving. I think they're gonna put together a really good match with Fraxium. But Fraxium, I mean, they're basically like, I won't say they're having a Roman like title reign because they're not even near that, but like nothing feels like no one's gonna beat these dudes right now. Deservedly so, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I thought maybe if Josh Alexander would have went to NXT, maybe that could have been the case, but no.
Right, agreed. No. I mean, it's gonna be a fun match. It'll be the best match that Hank and Tank have ever had. That's for sure. And I like Hank and Tank. They're a fun tag team.
Kind of reminds me of Heavy Machinery.
Oh yeah, you got that. So yeah, Fraxium's gonna win. Next is you have for the men's North American Championship, Ricky Saints versus Ethan Page.
Well, Ricky's gonna win, but this should be a very damn good match too as well.
Could be match.
Ricky's been, yeah, possibly. Ricky's been fantastic in NXT so far. So has Ethan. I don't want to say, but could this be a fair win for Ethan?
You mean like him going to the main
start doing call-ups?
Possibly.
I think this is probably a little bit too soon, but like, he came in, won the NXT Championship pretty much immediately, and he's had feuds since. But it's like, what more does he got to do down in NXT?
I was thinking this was going to be a triple threat with Sean Spears involved. Yeah.
I mean, maybe he gets involved in the match, but
I don't know. I mean, I think Ethan. You're right. Like Ethan, he's obviously gonna lose this match, but like, what else can he do? I mean, are they gonna give him another title shot? Like, no, probably not. But I don't know. I can see Ethan going to the main roster after this, and I think he'll do fine on the main roster. I mean, he's a heel, and their baby faces on the main roster need good heels.
He will be a perfect United States Intercontinental Champion.
Mm-hmm. He could be a good foil for Cody. He can be a good foil for Punk. He can be a good foil for LA Knight. They need good heels to work with on the main roster. I think he can.
When you have a segment with The Rock, you're fine.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that.
You're fine. Yeah.
So, all right, 6-man tag match. The D'Angelo family versus Dark Matter. Deion Lennox, Cutler James, and Saquon Shivers. Was it Dark Fate? Jesus Christ. Dark Matter, whatever. Dark Fate.
Dark
State.
Jesus. The Dark Matter. Dark Matter was like, man, you're bringing up old Black Ops 3 Mastery camos there.
So, Dark State.
It shows you how much you care about this group.
I really don't. This group, this whole group is just, again, Temu Shield. Again, they're talented, obviously. Like Saquon Sugars, I think, is very talented.
When you're comparing it to, why are you compare it to the Shield?
I said Temu Shield.
Why do you compare it to the Shield?
I mean, they're wearing armor. They're beating
that doesn't mean anything.
They're beating up random people.
Big Boss Man used to wear armor.
Again, it's just they're beating up random people. They're doing these weird vignettes in the back or outside, mostly outside, and their reasoning just sounds like, we're taking down the system. And it's like, okay, Temu Shield. Anyways, I like Saquon Sugars. I think he's very talented.
Yeah, very much so.
The rest of the group, I don't really have an opinion on, personally.
I have an opinion. I think that the roles that they're in are not great. They don't fit this role. They can be great wrestlers, right? Dion and Cutler and Osiris Griffin. Like, I see potential in them in the ring. I just don't believe them in this role. Shaquan, I believe in this role. Probably not like with the not with this particular gimmick, right? But like, I believe what he's saying. You know what I mean? He's a believable talker, right? I believe in what I'm hearing from him. I still don't think that I still don't think this gimmick is good for anybody in this group. But Shaquan, he has that charisma for sure. So
why didn't they put a Holyfield's kid in this group?
Why didn't they?
I mean, don't you think that would have kind of been interesting? Like, you need some tough guys in this group.
I think they want to try him in a singles role first.
Right. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I think they wanted to give a chance to Osiris Griffin here and Cutler James and Deion Lennox.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
yeah, Deion Lennox doesn't make any sense. Still, it's like, I mean, they kind of.
No, he does. He does, because remember how he got screwed. So it makes sense for him to be in this group. Just the gimmick of the group and his believability is not there. But for him to be pissed off at NXT and NXT management and having a grudge with that, yeah, he has everyone else. I'm like, why is Osiris Griffin here? Like,
well, because they even pointed it out when they were doing that vignette where the family was going through their files, and they're like, how's it that Liam Lennox went from being like this bookworm, all of a sudden he's this badass that we didn't know about?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyways, who's winning?
I got Dark State, and unfortunately, Stacks, man, you're gonna turn on the Don. It's gonna hurt me so fucking much.
Oh man, it's gonna hurt me too.
It's gonna hurt me a lot. So.
All right, yeah, Sam, I'm gonna go.
Riz, make sure you get the gabagool for me, please.
It'd be funny if Ariana got involved somehow. Since her and Stacks are like engaged in real life. So, I don't know, it'd be funny. It'd be funny. It'd be a contrast in styles. I think that's what would make it even funnier. That Stacks is supposed to be like serious, and Ariana is just very over the top and funny. So, I don't know.
Well, are you talking about like in this match or like afterwards? Like once he turns?
I guess afterwards.
Oh, okay. I was like in this match. I'm like, oh, this,
But, anyways,
I don't know if I would have done that.
NXT Championship match, triple threat. You had Obafemi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans.
Obafemi's winning. This should be a damn good triple threat. Trick Williams, I mean, at this point, it looks like he's, emerging back to being the heel. I really think that it's going to be like Trick Williams versus Javon after this for a little bit. For, like a blow-off feud. Mm-hmm. Then I think Javon is probably next up. To win the NXT Championship.
Yes, yeah, I can see that happening.
I mean, who else right now other than him? Yeah. No, well, maybe, you know what? Maybe we get fucking Hikuleo. Maybe Hikuleo will be the one to take the title off of fucking Oba.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard, is that they have big plans for him on NXT. How long has he been signed?
He's a big boy, too, so he's going to be the one to, match up against Oba pretty nicely.
How long has he been signed?
before the end of the year for sure. At least since December.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this should be a fun match. I again, I'm all for Oba. I'm all for King Oba. He's gonna win. He's gonna dominate for sure. And like you just said, Trick and Javon are gonna do their feud, and then I believe Trick might go to the main roster after that. And he's gonna do the honors for Javon, like mainly they do, and then pretty soon Javon's gonna go on to be a champion of some sort. So, but that was NXT Stand and Deliver. Like I mentioned before, me and Jeff Lippman will be covering it this weekend, this Saturday. So look out for that. All right, Justin. Let's talk about WrestleMania. WrestleMania 41 is going to be on the weekend of April 19th through the 20th in Paradise, Nevada at the Allegiant Stadium.
In Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. And actually, you have the matches in order according to the nights. So, night 1, which will be April 19th, Saturday. Tag Team Championship match, or World Tag Team Championship match, the War Raiders versus the New Day.
Do you think that this should have been the tag team title match that should have been on the show? Would you rather have this match or the Street Profits?
I think the Street Profits deserved a championship match on Mania over this. This is a Raw match. I mean, to be fair, a lot of matches on this show should have just been on television. That's just me.
But Street Profits versus
Motor City.
It would have been Motor City Machine Guns, yeah.
Yeah, they should have been on the show. Chelsea Green, the fact that she's not on the show is fucking just insane. Triple H.
Would you take this match out and replace it with a Chelsea Green championship match?
Would I take who out?
This match here.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I don't know. Do a fucking ladder match. I don't care. Do something. Just put Chelsea on the show. Like, she deserves it. She's been working her ass off and won that title.
I mean, a lot of people have been working their ass off too as well, and they're not on the card.
Well, true, but I'm just talking about Chelsea. Like, I'm talking about Chelsea for now. Like, Chelsea got over, and it's working. So I don't know. Like, again, maybe they'll announce something on Friday, but it's like, maybe. How is Chelsea not on the show? It's just.
Yeah, I agree.
It's fucking bananas. But New Day's gonna win.
Well, I don't want to shit on the talent here, but I think the match will be a very good match. I think it's gonna be I mean, the New Day and the Warriors are always putting excellent tag team matches. Uh-huh. So yeah, I don't want to shit on this completely. I should be entertained by this match. I am gonna go with the New Day though, to be the new tag team champions. So.
All right. Next is you have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano in a singles match. Speaking of another talent that's on the show, no Chad Gable. Where's Chad Gable? Why is he not on the show? Come on. But then this newcomer ends up coming and taking a spot.
And God bless if you're ever listening, but it's just an observation that I heard. But they were like, is El Grande Americano? Is that Chad Gable? Do you really think Chad Gable? I was like, yeah. Yeah, I think so, bro. I don't want to be being like, yeah, it looks like him. He went like, gracias! It said thank you. So.
I don't know, man.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't like to spread misinformation, but two different people. But the fact that he's on WrestleMania and Chad Gable isn't makes me sick. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this newcomer, El Grande Americano. Should be a good match.
For sure.
It's Ray, who's just the fact that he's still out there wrestling the way he does is nothing short of a miracle. Those stem cell treatments that he did just did his body good. So,
right.
But I'm gonna go with El Grande.
I'm going with Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio's going to win, and it will be a unmasking of El Grande Americano. We're going to find out who it is.
All right. And if it's Chad Gable, I'm going to be fucking shocked. Next is you have a singles match with Jade Cargill and Naomi. I believe this is the first ever women's match in WrestleMania history where there's not a title or any stipulation involved.
Right. First singles women's match without stipulation or for a title. Yes.
Okay. Should be an interesting match. I think Naomi can give Jade a very good match. I think there's going to be some fuckery involved.
Yeah.
Bianca could get involved in some form or fashion, maybe inadvertently cost Jade the match, but I'll go with Naomi.
This is a hard match to predict. Jade has been on the downside. Remember who attacked Jade and all that stuff, right? And that went on for a while. Fuck, man. I'm so back and forth on this match. I'm gonna go with Naomi too. I would not be surprised if Jade wins, but I don't think this match is as easy as it is to pick. But I think they want to start building up Naomi to possibly be a women's champion in 2025. So I got Naomi winning.
All right. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. It's gonna be Fatu.
I don't think it's as up front as you're making it seem to be. I can see something to where that Solo comes out and costs Jacob the match, and Solo turns on Jacob, and Jacob, attacks him after the match, and he becomes a huge babyface pop. So I can see something like that happening too as well. I don't want us to count that out, right?
Right.
But yeah, I got Jacob actually winning the match and walking out as champion.
All right. Next is you have for the WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. My heart and my mind have two different thoughts. I would love if Tiffany retained, but I have a feeling they're gonna give it to Charlotte, which they.
I can't really make a full prediction yet because Friday hasn't happened yet, and I don't know what the ending go home segment for them is going to be.
I don't know.
Man.
They did this before with Rhea, where Rhea wasn't ready, and they had Charlotte beat her. I mean, it did wonders for Rhea.
No, hold on. No, it didn't. Not immediately. It wasn't until she turned heel and began, to start doing mommy and all that stuff. Right. Before that, Rhea was in fucking, she was in tag team with fucking Liv Morgan, and she was like, not necessarily show herself, but she wasn't the Rhea that we have today. I'll say that.
She was dead in the water. Huh? She was dead. What? She was kind of dead in the water. Creatively.
Yeah, she was. She was, yes.
And then she became mommy, and yeah, you're right. Not to say Tiffany's dead in the water, but Tiffany is clearly not ready.
She's holding herself up in the promos, though, even though it was like, well, at least she's holding her in the bargain there.
Well, I mean, do you notice that she kind of...
Her reactions are... Right. Her reactions are more... she's getting really good reactions in comparison to Rhea the first time around.
Right. But do you notice how Tiffany kind of...
pandemic era too, so, can't really,
Yeah, but do you notice how Tiffany kind of stumbles in her promos sometimes?
That's fine. People stumble on their promos all the time.
I don't know. I think WWE wants to make sure you're sharp. They want to make sure you're actually ready. Again, love Tiffany.
Charlotte stumbles on her promos.
Huh?
Charlotte stumbles on her promos at times.
Right, but again, Tiffany, you notice it more. Like the vignette she did, the backstage interview she did, with Charlotte.
You think that's the reason why WWE is going to take the title off of Tiffany?
I think they know she's...
one of the reasons I will say.
I just think they know she's probably not ready yet. again, I want
the fight not ready. What can she not do?
again, it's just body language. Again, she's getting big reactions. I love Tiffany. I would love if Tiffany won. Another thing is she's just not believable as a face. She's a better.
Okay, that I agree with. Even though she's getting huge reactions, she's getting huge babyface reactions though too.
I mean, she's also a hot girl. That also comes into play.
That doesn't matter to people, right?
No one's gonna boo a hot girl. Are you gonna boo a hot girl? I'm not gonna boo a hot girl.
I mean, you boo Mercedes.
Again, hot girl.
She's not. Okay. All right. If Mercedes were to come into your room right now in full lingerie, you would deny that?
I would get my spray, was it aerosol?
Oh
spray
God! All right. I'm not gonna entertain this. You know what? I'm gonna go with. I think WWE is gonna do the right thing here. I'm gonna go with Tiffany.
Okay, I hope Tiffany wins. That's my point. I do hope Tiffany wins, but I think they're gonna go back to Old Faithful and give it to Charlotte. Next is you have for the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Jay's winning it. That's kind of it's inevitable. Jay's gonna win. The storyline lately, it has picked up. It's gotten more interesting. But yeah, Jay's gonna win. Gunther will be fine. I don't think he's gonna have any problems, keeping his heat. Yeah, that's about it. Jay's gonna win.
Oh man, this is not straightforward as well. Jay is the favorite. If I had a gun in my head, like, oh, Jay or Gunther, I'm gonna go with Jay. That's my prediction. But I do want to have a conversation about this because I don't think it's as clear cut as we make it out to be.
Hope not.
I think that there is a chance that they will keep the title on Gunther. Where does Jay go from here? I don't know.
Back to the mid card.
You know what I mean? Like that's the. What was that?
I said back to the mid card.
Well, I mean, if he goes back to the mid card, then
again,
that's not good for Jay.
Yeah, because it's just like I know I'm the Jey Uso hater, but I'm just calling a spade a spade. Does he sell merch? Yes, that's about it. Like he shouldn't have won the Rumble. He really shouldn't have. If you were going towards Cena being in the main event, you should have just had Cena win. And Elimination Chamber, I don't know what you would have done.
No. That defies the whole thing of John Cena being desperate in his heel turn and all that stuff. He would have had no reason to turn heel if he won the Royal Rumble.
It's just Jay winning was a huge mistake, in my opinion.
Outside of Cena, who you think would have been a better matchup for Gunther?
I mean, you could have done Punk and Gunther. That would have been a bigger money matchup.
So Rollins versus Reigns.
I mean, you could have done that. I mean, again, that's not a match I really care for, but the story behind it is, the Shield and blah blah, and Rollins has been the only guy to beat Roman. Like Roman's never beaten Rollins before.
Yeah, true. Okay,
like that's a story you could have done.
Then the big question is, where does Jey Uso lie on this card? Then who would we be going up against?
I don't. You could have had him teamed up with fucking Jimmy. Reform the Usos.
They go up against who?
I don't know, somebody for you could have done the Usos versus Fraxium at Mania in a dream match.
Okay, whatever, man. I got you, so. Yeah.
Oh man, I broke Justin for a slight second. Jey Uso. Oh man, I love it. Love you, Justin. All right, main event of night one is a triple threat match: Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Paul with Fighting for the custody of Paul Heyman. I'm playing. No, but yeah, this is the triple threat. Paul Heyman is obviously the wild card in this because you're not sure who his allegiance is going to be for. Him and Roman are in a tough spot. Roman's mad at him. He promised he's going to walk CM Punk down the aisle, essentially. And then Seth, is coming in saying, now you owe me a favor.
And we don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen at WrestleMania.
Which I know you brought up, a few times, that Paul Heyman might side with Seth. It's just, I just don't see it because I don't think Seth needs it. I don't think Seth needs Paul. I mean, regardless of how anyone feels about Seth Rollins.
I don't think no one needs Paul at this point.
Right, but there's certain people, that you can envision, need a manager. Seth,
right, I get it.
Seth doesn't need a manager. I mean, to be fair, Roman doesn't need a manager. Roman can do fine on his own. And Punk can fucking talk himself out of a fucking paper bag. But the whole idea of Seth going with Paul, it's not so much I don't want it to happen. It's just I just don't see it. I just don't see why Seth needs somebody or a mouthpiece or whatever. But this is tough. I would say Punk because it's Punk's first main event, but I don't know. This WrestleMania card hasn't been very cut and dry. Expect the unexpected, but I'm gonna go with Punk. Fuck it, I'm gonna go with Punk winning.
Got Seth Rollins, man. Seth Rollins, and he's felt like the third wheel. And Seth Rollins has been tremendous the last few weeks. Cutting these great promos. It's been tremendous.
Yeah, I agree. When Seth isn't trying to be too gimmicky and actually talks like a person, he's very good.
But I got Seth. He just feels like that third wheel. And I'll say this too. Whoever wins, Roman's getting pinned.
You're right. I mean, which is weird to think about now that Roman is in that kind of camp of he's doing jobs for people.
Yeah.
Which, eventually that happens. I mean, you can't... I mean, he's Roman. He can take a loss. He'll be fine. He's still going to be
Let me bring up a scenario here. So, Seth Rollins possibly signed with Paul Heyman, right? But let's go with what you're saying with CM Punk winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does WrestleMania end?
You mean night 2?
No, night 1. How does it end? How do we go off the air? What's the lasting image? Because with CM Punk winning, great, he wins. Then it just goes off the air. And that's it.
Obviously there needs to be something big. There can be a bit where Paul is pretending to side with Seth, and then Paul turns on, or not really turns on Seth, but Paul kind of just goes, "You dumb fuck! I was never gonna side with you." And Seth tries to attack Paul, and then Punk saves Paul. And you can do something similar to you remember the TLC match from 2012 with 2013.
Sure,
yeah, it was with CM Punk versus the Shield, where I think the match ends with Punk putting somebody in the GTS, and then Roman goes for a spear, and then Punk gets out of the way, and then Punk pins that guy. That can kind of be a callback, because WWE likes doing their callbacks of Michael Cole can be this isn't the first time Punk has faced off against multiple Shield members in a match. You remember this match from TLC, blah, blah, blah. And, there are 3 gentlemen, and then carefully not mention, Dean Ambrose. So, yeah, the lasting image can be Paul and Punk, side by side. And then you carefully hear, the camera leans into Punk saying, "Now you owe me another favor."
No, you can't do that.
Why not?
You can't. Why are we keep doing favors and we're at WrestleMania already?
I don't know. Something needs to happen because, again, I'm still not on board with just a triple threat match for the sake of having a triple threat match where there's no titles.
That's something happening. That's something happening is Seth Rollins joining Paul Heyman. Again, I don't want it. I don't want it.
It just doesn't make sense. That's the thing. Like, Seth...
Screw making... No. Screw making sense. We're talking about what's going to happen. And I think that's going to happen. And you know what? Another thing that could happen, and this is very, very, very much so unlikely. I think Punk winning and Paul Heyman, and they're like, oh, we're happy, and it goes off the air. You know, I think that is more likely to happen than what I'm about to say. What if whoever wins, right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All you hear is Brock Lesnar's music comes out. He comes out and he basically just decimates everyone, and the original Paul Heyman guy leaves with Paul Heyman, and Brock is back in WWE. What do you think about that?
That'd be fun. They're obviously not going to fuck with that and, like, ruin the match, but, like, I think if Brock is going to come back, it's going to be after Mania and maybe go after Rollins or go after Roman. No, not Roman, because they've already done that death, but, like, I don't know. Like, something crazy is going to happen. It's the main event of WrestleMania.
They have to do something.
Something big's going to happen with that.
I just can't see Roman winning.
No.
Or Punk winning, and it just goes off the air, and like, that'll be a terrible ending if they do that.
So, but something big needs to happen with these two main events. So that was night one. Night two. First and foremost, who do you think Randy's gonna wrestle at Mania?
If I had to pick. And that's another thing I was going to bring up, but we'll talk about it now. There's several names you can pick. Nick Aldis.
I'd rather see
possibility.
Mm-hmm.
There's one. Miro. He signed with the company. Good return. People will know who he is when he'll come out. You know what I mean? I think that'll be good, right? And I think it'll be good for Miro to beat Randy Orton in that particular situation. And establish him as a high level, card guy, right? Aleister Black. That's another one as well.
Yeah, he's coming back on the Friday after Mania.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, because of the date. Yeah, that's right.
Like, my whole thing with Randy's opponent, I'd rather it be somebody.
I got one more. I got one more.
Right.
Don't want this to happen. Guys, I don't want this to happen. Listen to what I'm saying. I do not want this to happen, okay?
But yet you want it to happen.
Right, yeah. It gets spin into, he wants it to happen now. I do not want this to happen, but Solo.
No. I don't want... I'm like you. I really do not want that to happen.
Well, I'm saying, I don't want it to happen. We're just going through predictions on what we think is going to happen. There's a big difference there.
Oh, Solo's been... He's been a complete nobody since losing the Ulafala.
Oh. Well, I mean...
Yeah, he's... No, but...
I mean, it's a shitty situation.
Right.
With Kevin Owens. It's a very shitty situation.
Which sucks. It does suck because I would have enjoyed that match. I thought it would have been a great match, but obviously, for obvious reasons.
Before I said anything, who were you thinking?
I mean, Nick Aldis would be the better choice.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in shape. He's not even 40 yet. I mean, he's younger than Randy Orton, which is fucking insane to think about. And as far as I know, I think he's medically cleared. I think he's been medically cleared. They just haven't found
he can wrestle. Yeah, for sure. All those names, I personally want to see Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis, I think that'd be a better choice. Rusev, I don't want to.
He's a veteran. He can go in there. He can work. He'll have a very safe match with Randy.
Right.
So
Rusev, I don't want to see yet because I want to see him win when he comes back. If he wrestles Randy, I think he's gonna lose. Alistair, he's going to debut on Friday, on the Friday after Mania. I don't know. Like, I think Nick Aldis is the better choice. It makes more sense. It's right there. So,
would you count out someone that's in town? So I think like you know how they have like WrestleCon and all that stuff. There's gonna be talents from everywhere, from GCW and some New Japan guys and TNA and all that stuff. Can you imagine another talent coming in for the match?
I mean,
Possibly from TNA.
It's not outside the realm of possibility. If they want to give Joe Hendry a WrestleMania payday, that'd be kind of awesome for him. Joe
Hendry, or I was thinking more lines of Jeff Hardy.
That'd be not that. I mean, that would get a big pop. I mean, because
I'll get a fucking huge reaction.
People still love the Hardys at the end of the day. I mean, another spot you can give it to is, and this is just sentimental reasons, Cross. Give Cross a WrestleMania match.
Will love Cross to be in there. Doesn't make sense.
I know, but it's just, and Cross.
I might as well ask for fucking Javon Evans at this point. Like,
I mean, that'd be fun. That'd be fun too. But
that'd be great. No, it'll be great. But like, I mean, just like, Javon Evans makes more sense than Cross, because Javon Evans faced off against Randy, on the NXT St. Louis show. It was like early this year or last year, whatever that was. But yeah.
I mean, and Cross had a great match on Monday with AJ.
Oh, he did. He really did. Yeah.
Yeah, he brought back the old theme, and I'm watching that match, and all I can think about is Kevin Castle. Because anyone that knew Kevin, he's very like open about how him and Cross were really good friends, and
absolutely,
absolutely. And coincidentally, Kevin, Cross's real name is Kevin. So, but yeah, it's just I just put on Twitter that Kevin's up there smiling, seeing Cross tear it up with AJ. So, and Cross, I like that he has more personality now. Like, even during his NXT run where he was bald and running through people, he still kind of lacked a little bit of charisma. And now that he has more of a character and he's talking more.
If I can recall, at one point you were saying that he should just shave his head, go bald again.
Again, people can change their opinions. I was wrong. No, so I'm fine with the hair. He looks cool.
Listen to me. I will guide you the right way.
Sure. No. You're right. But yeah, it's just like I like the spot where he was pretending to be injured and then he hits AJ and then he starts doing some like weird dance, and then AJ does the phenomenal forearm, and Cross has his hands behind his back almost to be like a human sacrifice. So,
right.
Yeah, this is I was happy for Cross, and so I kind of hope this leads to something bigger for him. But
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, night two of WrestleMania. I think you kind of gave a prediction for this women's tag team championship. Liv Morgan, Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra. You said Liv and Raquel. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to make Lyra double champion, and you needed Bayley on the card. That's why this match is happening. It's a good match. I think it should be a damn good match. Liv and Raquel, they're really gelling together as a good tag team. They're really gelling together, I think. Yeah. So, but you need Bayley on the show. Lyra's on the show. So, and she's not going to become double champion. So, Liv and Raquel.
And Bayley's gonna do a thing with Lyra from the way it looks. She's probably gonna go heel again and feud with Lyra, which that's something Lyra needs. She needs a heel, like a big heel, like someone that's actually has some cred to them. And Bayley has more than enough cred. So, yeah. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul should be a good match. Should be a
very match of the weekend if everything clicks.
I mean, AJ is just a fucking freak of nature. The way he still works the way he does. So, and Logan Paul's Logan Paul. For better or for worse. But this will be a really good match. But I'm gonna go with Logan. Logan's gonna win this.
They got Logan Paul too, and love his finisher, the pulverizer. Very, very, very nice, innovative. Love it.
That's kind of cool. That's a really cool finisher. Next, possibly another match of the night candidate. Fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio.
This going back to the Randy Orton thing real quick before we get to this match, I just thought randomly, like, what if for one night only, like, fucking Nick Khan and fucking Triple H works up and down with Tony Khan to get an AEW talent on the show.
Oh,
it's not gonna happen, but Kenny Omega versus fucking Randy Orton, sign me up.
I mean, that would be a fun match.
That would be a fun. It's not gonna happen. It's just, I'm just bullshitting. Yeah.
Samoa Joe, bringing Samoa Joe to WWE. I'm choke out Randy. No. But yeah, who do you got in this match?
Wow. Either gonna keep it. So I see it three ways. Either gonna keep it on Braun Breaker. I possibly very much think that there's a possibility that Dominic Mysterio can win this.
You know what? I was thinking the exact same thing.
There's something to me. I think that with Dominic winning is fine. But I think they're gonna go with Penta. They're gonna go with Penta, and you know what we just thought about AEW. One way that Triple H can kick Tony Khan right in the nuts in front of millions of people on the biggest wrestling show of the year is to have fucking Ray Phoenix come out and celebrate with Penta afterwards once he wins the Intercontinental Championship. Because you know that'll be your reason just to get Penta to the top, just to bring out Ray Phoenix and just have fucking them celebrating the ring together. That'd be a good WrestleMania moment, right?
I mean, WWE loves their feel good moments.
Yeah, WWE's fucking petty too. So,
I mean, I would love it. I would probably laugh myself into a coma, but I think that'd be a good moment. This match is one of those things of like I wouldn't mind if any of the four guys won. I wouldn't mind if Braun won. I don't think Braun needs to win. He can just.
No, I think they want to start that trajectory for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind if Finn won. You know what I mean? I think I would love it if Penta won, but I have a feeling Dom's gonna walk out as the Intercontinental Champion.
I would not be mad at that. I think Dom more than fucking deserves it.
Oh yeah, like this is the first WrestleMania match that Dom has done that hasn't involved his dad. Someone pointed that out. Was it 20? Not 20. 30. Was it 38? 38 was the tag match against Logan Paul and Miz.
Yeah.
39 was the match against Ray, which was a fantastic match. And last year was like a tag match. So, yeah, this year he's in a championship match and he can possibly win. So I'm gonna go with Dom. All right. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City Street fight. Again, another match that could be a show stealer. You never know.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think this feud has picked up as well. It's tough. I'm thinking Drew McIntyre, but I have a feeling they might give it to Damian. So I'm gonna go with Damian.
We'll go with Damian. I think Drew McIntyre, if he loses, he's not really going to be totally hurt by it. Damian could pick up a big win here, and I think Damian should probably go out and win this match. That's number one, but also number two as well. I mean, I see Drew McIntyre with the World Heavyweight Championship by the end of the year anyway. So
agreed.
I think long term Drew McIntyre is going to be just fine.
All right. Triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Io has kind of felt like the odd woman out in this feud, and she's the champion. I don't think Rhea's going to win. I think Bianca's going to win, but there's going to be some help. If you know what I mean.
Who's going to help her?
Naomi.
Yeah.
I think Bianca's going to get she's going to inadvertently cost, quote unquote, Jade the match on night one. and then Naomi comes out to quote unquote help, and then you find out Bianca has been pulling the strings the whole time. So Bianca's going to turn heel, be a champion, and that will kick off what I think is going to be the year-long feud with Bianca and Rhea for next year's WrestleMania.
So I like that, but here's my issue: is this is a Raw championship match, and this is a SmackDown feud with Jade and Naomi. Do you think that she comes like you're teasing like a group with Bianca and Naomi, from what I'm assuming, right? Or you're just saying that she just comes out and helps her?
I mean, either or. You can bring out the group, but you can Here's like you can bring out the group on Raw or SmackDown. Like, because let's say Rhea tries.
But Naomi is a SmackDown wrestler.
I mean, again, Bianca can win the championship and take it to SmackDown, and then the draft is coming up. So
okay, with the draft coming up, then sure, but she can't take the title. She can't take the title to fucking SmackDown. It's a Raw title. I mean, unless by the draft, obviously, but yeah.
I don't know. They have been following this draft. So
I get it, but I have to bring somewhat logic to this as well.
I know, but I know, but it's WWE. Come on, like logic is very few.
That's not a great answer. It's like, it's few. With AEW, we fucking dissection why shit don't make sense. How come we can't do it for WWE?
It's it happens when it happens, but I think that's kind of how it's gonna be.
Yeah. All right. So I got Bianca winning. I think she's gonna turn heel. I don't see the Naomi thing. I don't not right now. I think she's gonna turn heel on her own accord. Maybe she cheats. Maybe because they made it seem like she's afraid of Rhea, and I think she's gonna end up pinning Rhea by nefarious means. Maybe but with a steel chair. Maybe she pulls the turnbuckle down. Something to where that she cheats to win. And I think that's possible.
And Bianca is currently undefeated at WrestleMania.
So that too as well. I mean, she's so but yeah, I got Bianca winning.
All right. Main event for the undisputed, just call it the WWE title, whatever. WWE title: Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Again, like we talked about with Night 1. Something big needs to happen.
What do you think about this feud? What do you think about the feud?
I'm going to give it at this point, unpopular opinion. I think Cody's been carrying the feud because John hasn't been there every week. Again, John's heel work, I think, has been great. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it. Triple H was on. He was on a podcast with Andrew Schultz, and he talked about how Cena was gung ho for the heel turn. And
I didn't see that, but there's also another interview they had with Rosenberg.
Right.
That's like an hour long. That was uploaded today, so gotta check that out.
Yeah, like he brought up, he's like, Cena could have easily just done his, farewell, Jesus Christ, farewell, tour and did his greatest hits, and it would have been fine. But when they brought up the heel turn to him, he's like, "Fuck yeah, I want to do it." Like that was kind of his response. So Cena's heel promos have been great because they're unique, and it feels like it's him talking at times. But in some ways, it's kind of been it kind of hasn't been good because he's not here every week. And Cody has to be the one carrying everything and coming out and talking. And he kind of did that weird... He had that weird kind of vignette. Not a vignette, but that weird segment on Friday where he brings out all the former WWE championships, and he brought out the spinner belt, which was like... So, I don't know. Like, I'm not...
Well, I mean, you have to have it in there. I mean, right. He's just not going to admit that, right? Like...
Right.
Yeah, I get it. I hear what you're saying, but it's like it'll be even more weird if the spinner belt wasn't there.
Right. It's just a hideous belt to look at.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, believe it or not, there's people who grown up during that era. Like, that's when they first started watching wrestling, like in 2008, 2009. They love that fucking belt.
I don't know. The first time I saw that belt, I'm like, oh, is it going to be like Austin, where Austin had his own custom championship, and then
Exactly.
and then they just continued to use that belt for like what the next 8 years.
Everybody. That's bollocks, mate.
I'm like, this, yeah, I've been very up and down with this feud. Like, the good stuff has been good, but it's just like, I don't know. That's just
we do get a segment on Friday, so
yeah.
we can have different feelings about the match and all that by Friday.
So Cena not winning, like, I don't know. Like, what happens when Cena doesn't win? Like, is that a disappointment or is that a waste of time? Like, what do you think?
I think it's a huge disappointment at this point. You have him do a generational heel turn for not to follow up with him winning the belt. He has to win. Has to win.
Do you think The Rock gets involved? Do you think Travis Scott gets involved?
He's there. The Rock is going to be involved.
Okay.
Don't know what he does, but he's going to be involved. Travis Scott, I mean, yeah, he's going to be there because he's, has to first of all, it's Las Vegas, so he's definitely going to be there, right? He's going to be there. That's number one. But also number two, one of the main themes is his song, so.
The beep beep song.
Fiend?
Well, what isn't that like pretty much the lyrics of the song? Is him going beep 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 beep.
Fiend?
Is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Cody's gonna get his revenge on Travis Scott. I know that's gonna be something that could happen. Rock's obviously gonna. Well, I mean, he's one of the owners of the company, so he's obviously gonna be there.
We've been training too, so I'm pretty sure he knows how to take a bump. So, and that'll be something with Travis Scott's gonna happen. Is gonna go super viral. So,
I mean, it's possible that maybe the Rock found another soul, because somebody pointed this out, and maybe it's just people with a lot of time on their hands. But I don't know. But like when the Rock, the first time he had the three fingers, and you can't see what I'm doing, but like. When he had like the three fingers and he slid in the throat the first time at Bad Blood. The second time he did it at Elimination Chamber, there were two fingers.
Yeah.
So again, maybe that can mean something, maybe it doesn't. But do you
this was all theorized months ago, so
do you possibly see another soul being added into the
I possibly see something, but who is it going to be? I have no idea. I had people. You want to know some of the names that I've gotten in conversation. Some sound some sound like so others I'm like So I'm going to go through a couple names here that I've heard over the last couple months on who this dirt soul could be. Right. Just give me a yay or a nay.
All right.
Jesus Christ, man. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Do you think Stone Cold's gonna be there?
He really should have been at Mania last year, but I don't know. He's been kind of saying he'll show up for Cody if Cody needs his help. But
been really quiet.
Am I quiet?
No, I'm talking about it's been really quiet for like the Stone Cold rumor of him being at WrestleMania.
Oh, I don't know. Like the last time I heard him talk about Mania, he's like, "Oh, I'll be there for Cody if he needs me." Hell yeah. I don't know. Here's kind of how I see it: is that last year at Mania was a feel good moment because you had all those names come out to help Cody. Are you going to really have Stone Cold Steve Austin out there to help Cody? And Cody ends up losing? I don't
know. No, you're spot on with that.
So, I mean, Austin being another soul for The Rock would just be kind of dumb.
Okay. There's some of the names I've heard that people come into my shop and they're like, I'm like, whatever. Roman Reigns.
No.
Seth Rollins,
No.
CM Punk.
Possibly.
Okay. Drew McIntyre.
Let me kind of just preface. It's not going to be any heels. It's probably going to be faces.
Okay.
So no, not Drew. No, I love Drew, but
I heard this name next. LA Knight.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, because again, let me point out something LA Knight said a while back. I'm here to make money and win championships. So
Okay.
there you go.
Braun Breaker.
I don't think he needs it though. I think Braun can do fine on his own.
Okay. Man, I don't want these next names here. I really don't want to.
Come on, bring him on.
Oh shit. Okay. Jade Cargill.
It'd be interesting, but no.
Rhea Ripley.
No.
Okay. Bianca Belair.
That I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all.
All right. I got a couple names left here. Cause I jot these down. Ethan Page.
I mean, he got a rub for The Rock, and
Yeah.
The Rock slapped his ass, so that'd be interesting.
Ricky Starks or Ricky Saints. I'm sorry.
No, he's Cody's boy, so no.
Right. These last two names, I don't even know why we're even gonna go through these last names, but here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Izzy Dame. I swear to God, these are names I got. I'm not even bullshitting you. These names I got.
She's under the control of Sean Spears, so no.
And last but not least, Hank Walker.
You know what? I'm gonna say yes. Fuck it, just yes. Oh man.
Those are the names. Those are the names I've gotten from people who came in my shop over the last few weeks. Hank Walker. Let's continue. We're at the end here.
All right, so whatever happens, basically Cena's gonna win.
I got Cena too.
Okay. So
Something with The Rock. Something with Travis Scott. Maybe we get a third man or a fourth man, however you want to look at it. But yeah,
I got one more name for you because I just thought of it right now. What about Ric Flair? Hear me out. Hear me out, please, because I can see the life leaving your face. Leaving your face.
Ric Flair. How about wait? I got another name. How about Hulk Hogan?
I mean, why the fuck not, brother? No.
At this second point, with these names going on here.
No. Well, hear me out. Number 17, Ric Flair gets involved. You think he's going to try and stop Cena from winning, and he's there to help Cody, and then he low blows Cody. Again, not going to do anything physical. He's just going to low blow Cody. And
maybe so because of the the Rose versus the Flair.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, just imagine that image of the show ending where you see The Rock.
I don't want to imagine that fucking image.
The Rock, John Cena, Travis Scott, whoever else is in The Rock's group, and Ric Flair. John Cena is the 17-time world champion, brother. Woo! Woo! Why aren't you wooing with me? Come on.
Terrible.
Man. Or you know what, Hank. What about Hank? Hank can be it. I'm playing.
Well, you know what? I got one more name for you. This will be the shocker of all shockers. What if we end up getting at the end of it all, and this, and I'm gonna say this right now, this will kill WWE's business. Wrestling will be no more if this happens. And I'm being dead. I'm not even kidding you when I say this. What about Chris Benoit?
All right, that's the end of the show, people. Shout out to all of our friends. Shout out to everybody. You can find the show. You can find the show anywhere. You can find it on YouTube, Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify.
Oh man, what that'll kill wrestling right there if he's somehow to be alive and he comes back.
I found his soul.
But his family is actually not with us. That'll be absolutely repulsive.
But funny. But do you like experience on Twitter? Justin, tell these crazy motherfuckers about Spinebuster Tees.
Spinebuster Tees, SpinebusterTees.com. Follow me on Spinebuster Tees on Instagram. So come to Spinebuster Tees at Wonderland of the Americas, inside Crossroads Mall, aka Wonderland of the Americas, and get yourself wrestling merch. I'm done. I don't know.
And you have a sale going on, right? 10% off.
10% off everything, but that's only in store only.
Do you have any Chris Benoit shirts?
I fucking don't. I did at one point. I did have the Hard Knocks Chris Benoit story though, the one that was on DVD.
Is that still there?
No, I sold it. That's a rare boy.
Nice.
Yeah, it's about like a $35-$40 DVD.
Nice. All right, people. Like I mentioned, me and Jeff will be on here for Stand and Deliver. Sorry, I'm trying not to burp. But yeah, people, enjoy WrestleMania. We will be back here next week, same time, same channel. And that's about it, people. What else can I say? But peace out. All right.